tell us what the emotional journey has been like for you this year. Obviously, not being on the 53, was that a letdown? Were you down? Were you hoping you'd be claimed elsewhere to be on the 53 since we haven't talked to you in quite a while?
It's obviously, it was the goal to make the team initially, but my mindset was whatever happened, I was going to learn from it, take it as a challenge, take it as an opportunity to learn from. I think I heard E-Rob talk about that in terms of his leadership. I was going to do that, just whether I was a practice squad player or not, take it as an opportunity to learn. And so that was my mentality. Whether I got claimed or not, again, I wasn't going to hope for one thing or the other. Whatever happened, I was going to be happy with it and just attack that opportunity.
So you weren't especially down that week of September 1st, 2nd, 3rd. It was just went off your back.
Was I down? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like if you don't accomplish a goal that you had, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. So yes, but that whole day happens really fast, 24 hours, and you find out you're going to sign you back to the practice squad. So it's like you can be down for a week, and that's not going to help you. So, you can have the shorter amount of time that you feel down about that, the better, I think. So you just move on. And again, I just tried to be the best practice squad player that I could be.
You're one of the unique players where you've been here for all of it. 2019, 2020, and now 2021. All three very unique seasons.
Lucky to be here.
How do you get this headed in the right direction? Taking what you've seen in 19 and 20 and putting it into 21.
Yeah. I'd be naive to say that I know like all the answers just because I've been here. I'm still a young guy in the NFL relative to a lot of other people that know better. I think, it's some of the messages our coaches are preaching every day: sticking together, continuing to work, trust the process. A lot of coaches and players on this team and organization have found success in the NFL. So I got to trust that they know what they're doing. But yeah, it's just going to take more work. Every guy trying to do their job as well as they can. Having the attention to detail that you need to win in the NFL. I'm sure Flo has said this, but the margin of victory is slim. So it's going to take those little details. And I see guys working on it, and so we just got to take those small details and go out there and execute on Sundays with them.
In your opinion, obviously pressure is built once you start losing, and now you guys have lost 7 straight. How much of a relief would a win be?
You go out every Sunday and just try to win. If you don't have the mentality that you can win every game, then it's going to be even harder to win. So you just need to go out there with confidence. I don't know if this is actually answering your question, but you're going out there expecting to win. If you don't win, you're disappointed. You got to learn from the mistakes. If you do win, you're happy for that plane ride home or whatever the rest of the Sunday is. And then the next week, then that Monday, you got to start preparing for the next game. So I don't know if relief is the right word. I think you want to win every Sunday. So when you do, you're happy. If you don't, you learn from the mistakes, and then you prepare for the next team.
I'm curious what was going through your mind that week after Malcolm was placed on IR, and then it's you, Jared, and then they signed Duke on the practice squad, and the idea is that one of the three of you is going to get moved up. So what's going through your mind during that week as far as, am I going to be the guy? What's going to happen?
Yeah. For me, I tried to have the mindset whatever decision the coaches made, I would be happy with it or fine with it, and I would work the same way. So one other goal I had when I signed back to the practice squad was I'm going to try to work and prepare like I was on the active roster. So my routine really didn't change that much. Still watched, film and studied all the plays the same so that if they did decide to call me up or sign me to the roster, I would be ready to go. And I felt like I did a good job of that last week. So there was some of that anticipation. Am I going to be the guy that they call up? If I am, then I'll be ready and I'll just stick to my same routine, which I think is what happened pretty much.
So Patrick, the RPO offensive style that Tua is utilizing often here, that he used at Alabama, I don't think you had experience with that particular system in your batch, right?
At Cal, yeah, we did. Yeah, good amount.
So for the RPO to work on was Goff there when you were there or no?
He was, but I didn't play that much with him on offense. That was my first 2 years, and then had Davis Webb, who's on the practice squad of the Bills now. So I actually got to see him last weekend. And then we had 2 other quarterbacks my last 2 seasons.
So for the RPO offense to be as effective as it can be, and can you tell me what your thoughts are on that and sort of what the benefits of that style offense can be?
Yeah, it's different obviously with college and NFL, because college you can go 3 yards downfield with the linemen, whereas in the NFL it's only 1. So that plays a little bit of a role into it. And then in the NFL, just with my experience, I don't know about all other colleges, but it's a lot more complex, the different reads and the defenses you're seeing. So, like you said, Tua has experience in that. He's good at it. He's good at seeing the conflict defender or whoever he's reading. But yeah, it's just like, it's a numbers thing. So the quarterbacks are seeing it, the line's seeing the numbers, who they're putting in the box, who we want to put in conflict with the various routes. And I think Tua, does a good job making those decisions. And as a running back, the best mentality you can have is expect the ball. If he pulls it and throws it, that's out of your hands. So you just expect the ball, look at your run read.
Now that you've experienced the league from a practice squad perspective, as well as a 53 perspective, is there any part of being on the practice squad that makes you feel like you're not fully part of the team, any sort of emptiness, anything that you experienced like that before last week?
I'd say the first week during warm-ups, when I was watching everyone else warm up and have their pads on, I'm just on the side with sweats and a t-shirt. I felt like I wanted to be out there, you know what I mean? And that's just the feeling I think you should have as a competitor. Like, man, I just missed putting on pads today and playing in a real game. So that was something to get used to. But as far as like being on the team, like, you're still like an integral part of practice and game plan. Like you have to study the opponent and how they are going to attack our team. And so you want to give the best look on scout team that you can, or on special teams that you can. But yeah, it's just like, I tried to have pride in being the best practice squad, best teammate that I could be during that period when I was on practice squad. But yeah, it's like watching on Sundays is probably the biggest difference.
Travel to New England or Las Vegas? Or
Yeah,
you did.
they're allowed to travel, I think, a certain amount of practice squad players. So I was one of those guys.
Great. And on game days for home games before you joined the 53, you were situated where during the home opener, for example, this year?
You have a workout, so I guess that's another difference. So they have the practice squad guys come to the facility, work out, and then you can, certain guys are in boxes or watching at home, whatever it is.
Was it home for you at all for any game this year? Or from
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
How weird was that, watching a game from knowing you're a team employee but not at the stadium for a home game?
Felt like a Dolphins fan.
Do you prefer to watch it from the game or at home?
I think with the reason they have you watch at home sometimes is like with COVID, and I actually don't know like all the rules for it. Whether I prefer to watch it from home or at the stadium, I'd rather just be playing in the game. So I like my favorite game to watch was last Sunday.
I remember Zach Thomas telling me years ago, that's how old I am, that
You look too old.
yeah, thanks. And when he was injured, well, I covered the team in 02 to 04, so that was a while ago. But Zach said that if he was injured at home, he would like cook out. He would like hit the grill. I just thought that was so crazy to imagine Zach Thomas while his team was playing.
Yeah. Sometimes it's funny because I'll grab like a coffee right before or something, and I see all the people. I live relatively close to here, so I see people going to the stadium, and I'm just like a random dude with a coffee in my hand. I'm wondering, like, they obviously don't know who I am, but I'm about to go watch the game just like them. But I know just a little bit more about what's going on in the game.
You were an effective third down pass catcher. You really are.
People know who
You
you
always
are.
catch it on
You
third down.
get
That's
recognized,
true.
don't you,
That's
Patrick?
true.
Very rarely. Very rarely.
Just one last thing on this. I'm sorry, Hal. So the home games so far, Patrick, have been a combination of being at home or being in a box for you. The only handful, very few home games so far this year. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
So you finally get into a game, and not only get into a game, you make a critical third down conversion, and there's this yellow flag on the ground. What goes through your mind at that point?
I mean, you have to move on to the next play at that point. I actually didn't know what the penalty was, and every time I watch it on TV or watching football and I see the person do the first down point, I always thought that was dumb growing up. I was like, that's what you're supposed to do, get a first down. But then when you get to the NFL and you realize how hard it is to get a first down and then a third down conversion to first down, I got really excited. I did the point. So I was embarrassed that I let myself do that. And then when I especially see it when there's a penalty and it's called back, it's like, oh, well, he looked dumb doing that. But I was really excited. I was in the game and making a play. So
What made you do it?
just the excitement of just converting on a third down play.
Always not do it.
I always told myself I was never going to do it, and then you get a big first down, and sometimes your emotions just do that. But yeah, no, I was just excited to make a play for the team and keep the drive going. And then, like you said, you see the yellow flag, move on to the next play, and I don't think I was in on the next one. They had a different personnel grouping in. But you can't let that affect the rest of your game. Yeah.
Of all the scenarios that could have happened last week in terms of you, Jared, or Duke being elevated, moved to the 53, the best scenario happened for you in terms of you getting a regular 53 contract, not being elevated just for a week. I imagine financially it's better as well. What was that pleasing to you? That's the best possible outcome for you personally?
Yes. I think it's the honest answer, but I don't want that yes to sound like I'm happy that other guys weren't elevated. Obviously, I was going to trust whatever decisions the coaches made and be happy with it.
I wanted to ask you one more thing. I know that you're a key part of the social initiatives for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Right? You and Byron are key members.
Yeah, there's a few of us, the social impact committee. Yeah.
So what's one thing that you guys have been able to, do that you're particularly proud of, or you think is quite interesting?
There's a lot of stuff that I've enjoyed doing with the committee, but one in particular this year that we did that was cool was we donated $100,000 to Palm Beach County, Miami-Dade, and Broward County to the school districts. And what we wanted to do is not just hand them the money and they can do whatever they want. We kind of wanted to see the projects have measurable impact. And so the thing with the Palm Beach County is they discovered they have, I don't want to misquote the numbers, but it's around like 15,000 families that don't have stable Wi-Fi at home. And then you guys can obviously imagine the disadvantage of a kid would have just not having good Wi-Fi at home. So they're creating this Wi-Fi mesh network in Palm Beach County. That's another issue in itself, but they need these Wi-Fi extenders to go in the homes that the family can plug in and use. So those need to all be configured to the Palm Beach County Wi-Fi network, all that. So we actually had those brought to the stadium, and I think we did over 500, just configured them. So then now when the network's set up, the families are gonna get this box, and a kid's gonna have Wi-Fi to study and participate in class, whether it's virtual or not, and then his family will, their family will as well. So that was a really cool initiative that we did, and we're excited to keep doing stuff like that going forward, having real measurable impact with the money that we're donating.
Do you know what the range is on those? How far from the tower or whatever do they
Yeah,
have?
so they're setting up. That's what they're doing right now. They're building towers around certain neighborhoods in Palm Beach County. So that's part of the issue. They're trying to figure out the logistics and get through the, I guess you could call it political backlash of trying to set up some of these towers with some people having ideas of what these towers. They think the towers have other. Yeah, whatever it is, they have different reasons for why they don't want the tower near their building or whatever it is. The Palm Beach County, the district and the superintendent and the administrators are working really hard. So. Yeah, we've been encouraging if there's people in Palm Beach County that want to go to the school board meetings and help support this initiative, they should do that.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.